What is going on, everyone? Is there still some moves that the Houston Texans can make from now until week 1 to make this team better? They just signed Shaq Griffin a couple days ago. They extended Shaq Mason almost a week ago. The Houston Texans are making moves. They are building this roster, building for the future. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the trade market, right? Because we've seen some disgruntled stars on Twitter. We are also going to look at the free agency market, and there are still some people there that can help this Houston Texans team. So without further ado, welcome everyone to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content. Follow me on Twitter at 713HSP, on Instagram 713 Houston Sports. Now, without further ado, one of the trade targets that I would love the Houston Texans to go out there and get is defensive lineman Quinnen Williams. Do I think this happened? No, but the Houston Texans this whole offseason has been go out and get your guy. They got DeMeco Ryans, the hottest coaching candidate out there. They got their quarterback CJ Stroud. They got their franchise defensive piece in Will Anderson. Why not get another one? And Quinnen Williams, who is 25 years old, off of a Pro Bowl and an All-Pro selection, 12 sacks this season, 6 sacks the season before, 7 sacks the season before that. He has been a star ever since he got into the league and was drafted by the New York Jets. He is entering his 5th year. He obviously wants a big contract, and I don't think the Jets are going to do that. They just traded for Aaron Rodgers. They have so much movement in that front office. Is this an opportunity for the Houston Texans to jump in and take advantage of that? If you go to his Twitter, it has defensive tackle for the blank, 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 blank. We now have to start looking at social media to get an insight on how these players are feeling and what direction the team might go. But if you are Nick Caserio, when you have so much draft capital, right, you still have a first, a second, and a third next year, even though you traded for Will Anderson. You are going to have the most cap space in the NFL next year with $112 million. Why not look at every possible outcome to better your football team? And Quinnen Williams, he makes this Houston Texans defense elite. He makes this Houston Texans team better. You can expect more than 10 wins when you add a player like Quinnen Williams. How much would it cost to not only get him, but how much do the Houston Texans pay Quinnen Williams? You could expect top defensive tackle money, which he absolutely deserves. Like I said, after coming off of a 12-sack season, All-Pro, really bursted onto the scene for the New York Jets. Hey, the Houston Texans have been loving the Alabama players the past couple of years. Even head coach DeMeco Ryans is from the Crimson Tide. That would absolutely be crazy, adding an elite player like Quinnen Williams. Some other options would be Yannick Ngakoue, who at this point in his career, his only job should be getting to the quarterback, and he does that quite well. 9.5 sacks this year with the Indianapolis Colts, 10 sacks last year with the Las Vegas Raiders. Doesn't give you anything in the running game. This is just a pure pass rushing specialist, down and distance, third and long. Get to the quarterback whenever we call your number. The Houston Texans need to have a vicious defensive line, and what better than adding a pass rushing specialist like Yannick Ngakoue? The other addition the Houston Texans could add, or re-addition, is Jadeveon Clowney, former #1 overall pick for the squad. How many times have we mentioned his name? He still has his house here in Houston. He loves those one-year contracts with teams. Doesn't give us anything in terms of getting to the QB. He is elite in the running game. The Houston Texans have been horrible at that the past couple of years. We don't expect Jadeveon Clowney to be healthy or give us a full 17 games. He played only 10 last season for the Cleveland Browns. This will be a cheap option for the Houston Texans. One everyone would love. Finish the story with DeMeco Ryans. Let me know how you feel about this list, guys. As always, go Texans. Y'all have a very blessed day.